Things are looking very good for Ripple's XRP right now. The price is up a little bit to about $2.20, but the news surrounding the move is even better. Now, we're going to be talking about it in this video. XRP up just 3% after Garlinghouse says that Ripple is dropping the SEC cross appeal. Now, I don't necessarily agree with what the judge did. I think that this is an abuse of power, and I'll throw my little 2 cents in there. Nobody cares about it, but I'll throw it in anyway, and we'll talk about what's happening, what the decision is, and what it means for Ripple's XRP. So if it sounds like something you're interested in, let's get started. What's up, everybody? I'm Clay. Now, we're going to jump right into this article in the video here. It says, XRP spiked on Friday after Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse said that the company is closing this chapter once and for all. Finally, man. And it's been an illegal battle with the U.S. regulator that began in December of 2020. This is nearly 5 full years. XRP's price is up about 3% on Friday, just hours after Ripple Labs CEO Brad Garlinghouse said that the company is dropping its cross appeal against U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, and expects the regulator to do the same. Ripple is dropping our cross appeal, and the SEC is expected to drop their appeal, as they've previously said. Garlinghouse said in a post on X, on X Friday, XRP, the cryptocurrency associated with Ripple Labs, spiked 3% to $2.18 just 5 hours after the post, according to CoinMarketCap data. And as of today, the price of XRP is at $2.19. It's up about 5% over the last 24 hours, which is a very good sign, right? Because Bitcoin is sitting pretty stagnant at the moment, but XRP is up on the news. It is the news that is moving the price of XRP. It says, we're closing this chapter once and for all and focusing on what's most important. Building the internet of value. Lock in. Garlinghouse added. The announcement comes a day after the U.S. District Court denied a joint motion from the SEC and Ripple requesting an indicative ruling to reduce the $125 million civil penalty and reverse an order defining primary sales of XRP to institutional investors as securities under Article 5 of the Securities Act. Now, I do find it very, very strange that both parties in a case can agree. Both parties in a legal dispute can come to an agreement, and the judge, right, who should have nothing to do with the decision at that point, says no, you cannot agree. Now, listen, I'm not a lawyer, so I'm not going to get too upset about it and too into this here, but what kind of a legal system do we have when the judge can tell both the plaintiff and the defendant, when the judge can tell both parties in a civil suit that they are not allowed to agree on a decision? That blows my mind. And that's not the point of this video, right? But that blows my mind that that is something that we are okay with here in the United States. It says, ultimately, the court granted, in part, the SEC's request for an injunction and a civil penalty because the court found that Ripple's willingness to push the boundaries of the summary judgment orders evidence of the likelihood that it will eventually, if not already, cross the line. Oh, dear. No line has been crossed, right? But the judge says, hey, maybe one day you'll cross a line. So we're going to hit you with the penalty now, prior to that line being crossed. I'm not even going to get any further into this. This is just absolute stupidity that a judge can punish you for lines that have not been crossed. Anyway, court gave us 2 options: dismiss our appeal challenging the findings on historical institutional sales, or press forward with the appeal. So they've dropped it, and things are looking very good for XRP at this point. It is not a security. It is settled with the SEC. And it is finally time to move on and grow. And guys, I have added a little bit more XRP. It's not a huge position that I have in XRP, but I have added a little bit more XRP to my portfolio. I am excited about what's to come. I am excited about the future of crypto, and I continue to accumulate. One of the places that I do so is the KSX exchange. You guys got a link for that down in the description. You guys can grab basically any cryptocurrency that you would want, and you can do so on up to 125x leverage with the cheapest fees in the industry. I have also been adding Snorter token to my portfolio. I've made like 3 or 4 buys at this point, and in 19 hours and 57 minutes, the price is going to rise again. $1.3 million raised so far. You could buy with crypto or buy with card. All you got to do is connect a wallet. Now, I like to connect via Best Wallet, so if you guys need to download Best Wallet, you got a link for that down there. But what these guys are doing is very memeable, right? You got all of the meme artwork, but what these guys are doing is building a trading bot for Solana. If you guys like to trade Solana meme coins, but you know, you don't necessarily want to make all your trades actively, you can use this Snorter token trading bot to go out there and trade on Solana with the cheapest fees in comparison to Maestro, Trojan, Banana Gun, BonkBot, and Solbot. Some of the fastest transactions, and of course a lot of other features as well that make it one of the best bots in the industry. So make sure to check out all those links down in the description, and until the next time, hope that each and every one of you have an awesome day.